Okay, we're live, so I'm going to give everybody just a couple minutes to get on, check the Facebook page. I'm a little rusty on Google Hangouts. It's been a while, so. Hey, are you on? Nope. I posted the link in the team page, so. I invited you. I see that there are 2 viewers. I invited you. No, check your email. I'm still on. Nope. There you are. Okay, I'm gonna hang up. Bye. All right. I'm gonna give people a couple more minutes to hop on because I don't think I even signed on until like 12. So, and there's only 5 viewers. A couple more minutes.
Got my notebook. Got my pen.
Probably grab mine too. Right. It's been a while since I've done a Google Hangout.
I know, we go for so long without doing them and then I forget how each one works.
Yeah. All right, well, there's 6 people on and I want to be respectful of time, so I think I'm gonna get started. I can't see like comments. I know that there will be some possibly or questions. So Mom, if you want to watch like the YouTube page too and just maybe like let me know if like
you know what? I'm on. I can't see anything either.
No, Melissa, we can't see you.
No, I know. I can't see anything either. I can't see who's on. I can't. So maybe can somebody chat? There is a group chat available. Can you guys just kind of let us know everything's good? Unless that's not an option for people.
I'm just gonna run with it because we'll have the recording regardless. Is that okay?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, so welcome everybody to the Team Ignite weekly call. I'm gonna kind of skip past recognition. I know Suzanne's gonna kind of skip that this week, just because it's all like this call. I can't promise you it's gonna be under 30 minutes, but what I have to say is like super duper important. So I don't wanna like, you know, cut you guys short just to try and fit it in. So I promise it's not gonna be crazy long, but I just wanna make sure we get moving. Okay, Paula says you're good, so I'm good. All right. So we're talking about recruiting today. And I know that this is like such a scary subject to so many people. I know, like, for me it was, but the importance of recruiting today, especially in December, I guess I want you guys to think like long term. We have January through February, March, April coming up, and those, like, for Beachbody, that's like business on steroids. It's really easy. It's really fun. Everybody's kind of in like that fitness mode. They want to start looking and feeling better, but we need to talk about positioning yourself right now so that you can maximize that when it comes, because definitely it's going to come. And if you're not ready, like, there's like this huge wave of people and you will get knocked over if you don't start thinking about recruiting now. And so we're going to touch on that because I've seen like my income where I was making like $50 a week here and there. All of a sudden in January and February, like, if you have a team, like, you can definitely make really good money in January and February. Like, if you're selling challenge packs and making sales, which is great. But let's be honest, like, nobody really likes to like have income just based on like if they sold something this week. And I was that coach who did that for like couple of years, truthfully. It's why it took me so long to go diamond, was because I was hitting Success Club 10 plus every month in challenge pack sales. But when it came to recruiting my team, I was like, not going to talk about it. I'm not going to do it. And then I finally got frustrated. So the thing with recruiting, especially what's coming up in January, is if you have a team, and it's going to be real easy for your team to, you know, get their business off the ground. Guess what? Your paychecks are going to go from like $50 a week. All of a sudden, that's going to be $200, $400, $600. And it's just depending on how big your team is and how fast, like, you know, they want to get going. So I want you guys to really, really listen today. You don't necessarily have to take notes. I do recommend it, but I will, like, everything I'm going to cover is already like posted. I've made it like in a pretty document for you in Team Ignite. So it's not anything super new, but I'm just going to kind of add my twist into it. So first off, about recruiting, we need to change our mindset around recruiting, because when I first heard that word, you know, we joined Beachbody and we want to help people. But then it's like your upline coach tells you that you got to start growing a team, or you got to hit Emerald, you got to start signing coaches, and you're like, whoa, 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 wait. I thought we weren't like that. I thought we didn't do network marketing that way. We didn't have to like grow a team to make money. We're just supposed to share our story, right? Because recruiting has a nasty, like, I don't know, connotation to it. Like, it sounds scammy, it sounds sleazy, and it sounds like you're stepping on other people in order to get ahead. And it's not what it is at all. So I want you guys to first start changing your mindset around recruiting, because really what recruiting is a blessing to other people. And if you're not blessing other people with this business opportunity, obviously your income's not going to grow, and they're not going to have the chance to live the life that they deserve, you know, if they want to run with this. And we have a lot of fears that we have around recruiting, and I'll cover that in just a minute too, because I think that's what holds us back from recruiting. But I want you guys to change your mindset about this word, and I really want you to change your focus on your business. So many of you spend so much time trying to fill challenge groups, which is great. We have to do that. Like, as coaches, like, eating healthy and working out and helping people get started, like, with their fitness, it's a part of what we do, and we can't ignore it. But I'm seeing so many coaches do exactly what I did and getting frustrated, because they're successful coaches by all means. They're like hitting Success Club every single month, but they're not quite to diamond yet, or at the sticking point, and they're frustrated because their income has stayed the same for the last like year. And the problem is because they're not growing their teams. So we need to change our mindset around recruiting. The more people that you have with the same mission as you, the more your income's going to grow. Because remember, our business, we're paid based on the number of people that we serve. So alone, I can only help so many people, right? But if I've got my closest girlfriends and my team, and we all have the same mission, and we want to help people, we want to help them see more for themselves, guess what? Maybe I don't know who needs this, but you bless them with this opportunity. In a way, it's kind of like an extension of me, you know, because I invited you, you became a coach, and then you help somebody else, and they help somebody else. Your outreach is you can't even put a limit on it. And so that's why recruiting is super, super important, and it's selfish to not recruit. So let's go into the fears that we often have about recruiting. let me just share with you a little bit about like what fears I had. When I was a new coach, it was like I was so okay with like hitting Success Club and selling challenge packs, but I was really, really afraid of what people would think of me. And so I wouldn't like ask people about this business opportunity, and I definitely wouldn't post about it. And then I would be frustrated because I'd be like, why isn't my team growing? Like I've been doing this for a year and I'm not seeing any more than like $100 a week. Like what the hell? And, it was like, well, just keep doing what you're doing. But like the secret was, well, my mom would be like, well, are you asking people 3 to 5 new people a week? And I'd be like, yeah. And I really wasn't. So get honest with yourself about if you're actually doing that. And it's just asking, have you ever considered? It's not, you don't have to like propose to somebody. You don't have to have this huge speech. It's just if you see a need, and we'll cover some cues that you can start to look for a little bit later in this conversation, then it's just asking, have you ever considered? And that's it. And so what I found really changed my business is when I took an honest look at myself. I took an honest look at my business. And something that you should always ask yourself is, if my team did what I did today, would they be successful? And if my team was telling me that they were asking 3 to 5 people a week and, they weren't recruiting coaches, I would be like, okay, you can tell me that you're asking people, but obviously you're not, because you're not seeing the results that you should be seeing if you are. So, if your upline is asking you, or you're complaining to your upline that nobody wants to join your team and blah, 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 there's a couple of reasons why that might be. But first, let's eliminate the most obvious one. Are you actually asking? So it's 3 new people a week, minimum. 3 to 5 new people a week, minimum. And that's super easy to do, you guys, if you are truthfully adding your 3 to 5 new people every single day to your network. Because guess what? We are so needed as coaches. We are so needed with this business opportunity. And if you just talk to people, God, they will like tell you. I don't know how many women I talk to on a daily basis who tell me how stressed they are about Christmas and about money. And, it's like, oh my gosh, you can whip out coach ops like left and right. So let's dive in a little bit further. The only reason that people don't ask about coaching is not because of a fear that they have with this business, because we have nothing to be ashamed of as Beachbody coaches. What we do as coaches, who we are as a company, the integrity, we have absolutely nothing to be ashamed of. We are doing absolutely nothing wrong. Like if you guys watched yesterday when they wrote that check to get these people off the street, like clearly we are a business that's full of heart and passion and integrity. And, when you're offering this opportunity, you're not asking people like, let me step on you so that I can get points and so I can just like sign you up and never help you. No. In order to be a successful coach, we must help our coaches be successful, right? So the only time that I see where coaches really have an issue like asking people about this business opportunity or posting about it is because they have something about themselves, a limiting belief in themselves that prevents them from asking other people about it. So let me just share some of mine real quick, and maybe you have some too. Are you afraid about what other people will think about you? Are you afraid about how your message will be perceived? This was my thing. Like I was so afraid that somebody would be like, oh my God, what are you doing? Like, didn't you go to school? Didn't you go to college? Like, and you're doing one of those things. Like to me, I had this belief that like home-based businesses weren't legit. And that, and I believed in Beachbody and I believed in the products, but to me, like if I worked in that home business, then like I wasn't successful or I had taken the easy way out. So maybe some of you who are college grads had that too. Like it was like, well, I can't get a real job, so I'm going to work at home. Like that was like kind of like how I felt about it. And so I was really embarrassed to share with people about this business opportunity, even though I knew that wasn't true. Even though I was watching like doctors and lawyers and like really respectable people in the corporate world become coaches and replace their income, and really looked up to these people. And so I knew that it wasn't just like some house mom trying to like sell makeup and do like parties 5 nights a week. Like this was legit. Like I respected the people who were doing it. And, so I had to get over that fear. And then I also, I was so afraid to hear no. I was so afraid that somebody wouldn't want to join my team. And honestly, you guys, it's not about you. Like when people tell you no, they're not personally telling you no. What they're saying is, I'm not ready right now. And I guarantee you, 9 out of 10 people come back. Like, it's amazing how many people, like, in my inbox messages, it's like, hey, so I know that you talked about coaching like a year ago, and I've been watching you, and I think it's time for me to get started. I'm really, it's my time. And everybody always comes back. So don't worry about that. No is not personal. All it means is just not right now. And what's some other fears that I had? I know. I get this a lot from my new coaches too. Well, I don't know everything yet. Like, we're afraid to help people. Like, this would be the same thing as, like, if, you're like, well, I'm not going to host a challenge group. I'm not going to help other people get fit because I haven't lost my 100 pounds that I want to lose yet. Like, no, we all know that what's more inspiring, I guess, is when somebody is actually on their journey with you. Like, so people relate to mess, right? People relate to, like, not your perfect human being, like, who does struggle with, I got a piece of cheesecake in my fridge that, like, I just keep, like, nibbling at, right? And I know I shouldn't, but, that's real life. That's just what I do. And people relate the same way to, like, coaching. They don't, sometimes having so much success is kind of bad, or like what you share about it. And I don't mean like it's bad, but if you're somebody who is making a significant amount of money, or you are a full-time Beachbody coach now, and this is like your only income, and you're doing real well, and you're growing your business, sometimes people look at your Facebook and they think, she can do that, but I don't think I can. Like, I'm not like her, right? So when you're first starting coaching, sometimes it is actually easier to share those, like, Beachbody paid my cell phone bill, or what else? Like, I was able to do some extra stocking stuffers this year because of my Beachbody paycheck. Like, that's relatable, right? Like, it's not like, oh, wow, like, everybody who signs up for this business turns into a millionaire. Like, that's not true at all. We can't market it that way. We have to market it as an opportunity with a huge income opportunity, but it is just an opportunity. People got to run with it. So I was really afraid, I guess, sorry, I digress. I was really afraid to invite people to even look at coaching, because then I was afraid that I'd be responsible for them. Who has this fear? I was afraid that they would sign up with me, but if they quit or if they weren't successful, that it was my fault and that I was a bad leader. And sometimes, like, we create these stories in our minds that, like, to hide these fears, right? So rather than going through looking at the fact that maybe somebody might not do well at this and that's not my fault, we make up these stories like, well, if I don't know everything yet, then I am not qualified to help somebody else yet. And that's bullshit, because you need to start recruiting from day one. I promise you this, because I didn't. And it took me a long time to go diamond because of this, even though I was, by all means, a successful coach, hitting Success Club 10 plus every month. I was one of those broke, successful coaches because I didn't have a team under me. So my reach was only what I could do. It was only about what I could sell. And that's not fun. So when you do take people on and you are a new coach, listen, we do everything as a team. So we always run, monthly what is coaching. I will, if you're like in my downline or anybody for this team, so to speak, I will send you a copy of the welcome email that I send people. I will like walk you through how to, we'll do this together. Like, you don't have to be afraid of like, well, I don't have a welcome email to send. I don't know how I would get them started, so I'm just not going to until I know everything. No, look at it this way. If you're a brand new coach and you are starting recruiting right now, you guys can grow as business partners together. I'll be your coach. Like, I'll take you both under my wing. And I still do. I like reach down into my downline. Like, if I know a coach is like kind of like a discount coach, but she brought somebody in and, maybe she's not working the business anymore, but she's got people in her downline who are like really like want this, I'll take them under my wing, because you know what? We all deserve this business and we all deserve this business opportunity. So if you are a brand new coach, do not be afraid to bring people on because you don't know everything yet. I promise I do not know everything, but I am very, very good at finding answers. So no more of that excuse. So let's go in. Now we've kind of shifted our mindset around recruiting. We've talked about the fears. You probably had some other ones, but let me just tell you, fears are just stories that we tell ourselves to stop us from moving forward, or to stop us from being able to reevaluate It's hard to look at ourselves and to admit when we have flaws or to admit where we need to grow. So we make up these stories, and that's all that these fears are. So we need to write them down on a piece of paper and throw them in the trash or something, because that's what they are. They're just trash. So now let's talk about how you're positioning yourself as a coach for recruiting. So I'm going to talk about your Facebook page here. The only difference between somebody who recruits a lot of coaches and somebody who doesn't is a lot of times it's their confidence and their belief in themselves, but we don't always get the chance to talk to people right away, right? So we have to use our Facebook page to show that confidence, to show that we run a business, to show that we're mentors, and that we are always looking to grow our team and to always have this business opportunity in front of people. So if I go to your Facebook page, in which I will, if those of you are like serious about getting recruiting and serious about growing your team so you can max out in January, I will help you like redo your Facebook page so that it looks like, okay, this girl means something. And that's really important. So let's start with your Facebook profile picture. Do you have it of like you and your cat, or you and like 6 other of your family members, or maybe it's your kid, or I don't know, it's you not smiling. It's like this uber sexy picture, but you have like that mad look on your face. Like, get rid of it, because people want to have something that's going to be inviting. Your Facebook profile picture is often the only thing that we see when we're talking to people in messages. A lot of times people don't come to your page unless they're actually truly interested in what you say. So that Facebook profile picture is very important. Headshots are great, but then again, you don't also have to go and have this photographer take your picture. You can just put up a white sheet. The next time you've got nice hair and makeup, like just snap a selfie where it's like a blank wall or a white towel or something. And then, Instagram has wonderful filters. So does your phone. You'll be able to make something look really, really cool and nice and just put that as your profile picture. Next, you need to talk about your cover photo. If this is like a bunch of quotes from Pinterest, no offense, take it down. What we want to see in your cover photo is pictures of you, and they can have inspiring quotes, but let's see pieces of your life that mean something to you. So, maybe you are really into family, and you should be into your family, but have a picture of you guys, and then maybe have a picture of you like working out, or just something just clean and crisp and pretty, and just keep the writing and the noise to a minimum. Just make it nice and clean and professional. There's so many ways you can make these pictures, like Canva, PicMonkey. A lot of them have like Facebook banner like apps where you can make it and it'll be like the perfect size. There's so many coaches who do this so well. Brittany Leggett, I really love hers. Andrea Crowder has a really, really good one. Bonnie Engel, Lindsay Matway. Just go find ideas of what your style is, what colors you like, what fonts you like, because this is going to be a representation of you, and just make that pretty, because that says a lot too when people come to your page. And then next, we need to talk about content. What's on your Facebook page? One of the biggest mistakes that I made, and now I recognize it, is that I was constantly not posting about this business opportunity. And I've learned some really cool new tricks in the last even couple weeks that I want to share with you guys. But here's the thing, and they mentioned it at Summit. If I'm somebody new and I'm considering coaching, and I kind of know that, I'll use me for example. I know that Alex is a Beachbody coach, but I go to her page and it's nothing but pictures of her kids and healthy food and selfies, and she's sharing cute stories about Zane, and maybe there's a picture of her post-workout. And she talks about this Beachbody business, but what's her business, right? What do you do? People need to know. If I were to go back into your page in the last 5 posts, I wasn't aware that you're actually looking to share this opportunity with people or grow your team. That needs to change right now. And I don't mean, this is a very fine line. It doesn't mean, hi, I'm recruiting, join my team. Hi, I'm recruiting, I have 5 spots available. Who wants them? No, what this is going to mean is that you're sharing Beachbody weaved into your post all the time. Now, it doesn't mean here's my link, here's my, join my team, buy a challenge pack. No. When I'm weaving in Beachbody, I'm weaving in personal development, I'm weaving in fitness, I'm weaving in fun, family, because that is a part of it, right? But I'm also weaving in how this business opportunity has changed me. Just like we need before and after pictures of our own fitness to show that we're, you know, product of the product, we need a before and after of Beachbody. And it doesn't mean like, oh, when I was first starting, I'm so broke, but now I'm rolling in the dough. No, like I said, remember, a lot of people sign up with coaches that they trust, that they're relatable to, and that they feel like, oh, if she can do it, so can I. So it is in those everyday little things, like, you know, having extra money for stocking stuffers, or like, you know, when you're going through your day and like you could post like, oh, I'm about to hop on a team call, like, you know, I'm so excited, like I get to do this from home or something like that. You know, it's just really, really easier. One thing that I was gonna start talking about is that my favorite coworkers are now my cats, because I used to hate awkward conversations at the office, or like if I'd bring healthy food and everybody would like be like, what's that? Or like you'd feel guilty. I don't know, like you didn't really have friends at the office, right? So, you know, it's like I was thinking the other day, I was just like, I'm so happy I get to eat lunch with my cats every day. Like, that's awesome. And, you know, but that's just being me, right? And so just try to weave a little bit of that in. Also, with your Facebook post, you know, do we know that you run monthly challenge groups? So many coaches focus too much on this. So, yes, we need to see it, but like, you kissing your Shakeology bottle and like, oh, hey, by the way, 21-day fix is on sale, or like, oh my gosh, Hammer and Chisel, order now, join my challenge now. No offense, nobody knows what Hammer and Chisel is. And if you're going to talk about Hammer and Chisel, you might as well be doing it, because that's the only way that people are going to trust you. We don't buy because of what the product is. We don't buy for what, we buy for why, right? So we need to share a lot more about, you know, who you are as a coach, that you're looking to grow your team. When I go to your page, am I going to know that you're, you know, you're a mentor and you create wealth, not only in finances, but in business, in your fitness, in your, you know, emotionally. So that's what you got to be sharing, okay? We got to like step up our recruiting game. And here's the thing. A lot of people resist recruiting because we try to become carbon copies of our upline or of people that we look up to. When I first started trying to recruit, I was using like all the same posts that like my mom was using, or Mindy Wender or Janelle Summers. And as much as I respect and love these women, and there are pieces of them that are similar to me, it's not me. So then I was like, oh, well, I love like Lindsay Matways and I love, you know, like that kind of style, but that's not me either, because I'm not that good at PicMonkey, to be completely honest. But, you know, when I started talking more about me and just sharing pictures of like, you know, not like join my team, but, you know, just a picture of like me and Rodney and just sharing like what life used to be like, you know, that really speaks with people, because if you know my story, you know that I was really, really broke and we were fighting all the time, and that, you know, I drank way too much and I had gained a lot of weight back. And, you know, it's just like my life before Beachbody had absolutely no purpose, because I mean, I just wasn't sure of myself or anything. But so don't forget that your transformation that you share with people before and after Beachbody doesn't have to be financial. A lot of it, what people are looking for, because so many people go through life just like, you know, they're not reading personal development. They are not hopping on these calls. They are not growing to be a better person. All they're doing is clocking in and clocking out and hoping that they have like beer money for the weekend. So when they come to your page, are you sharing that, yes, you understand where they're coming from, but you can change as well? That kind of stuff, okay? I lost my track. Okay, so I think we've kind of like put to death like your Facebook page and all that. I will look at your page if you want me to. Just please just like comment, and then we can like just brainstorm, and I'll just like kind of, we can make it fun and critique it and make it perfect for you. So I will kind of leave that be for a little while. But I really want to start focusing now on like the what, like how you recruit. Because now that we've got our mindset shifted, now that we've got our fears demolished, or we're working on demolishing our fears or recognizing them and just doing it anyways, and now we've got your Facebook page looking like you're a legit business owner, which you are. We need to talk about the actual what. And this is what goes on in your private messages on your Facebook page. So first of all, I read something, and this has really resonated with me over the last couple days. And this is your brand. This is how you're going to recruit. This is who you are going to be as a leader. I can guarantee you, there is not one of you on this team that is just like me. And that's a good thing, because so many of us bring so much to the table, and we wouldn't be who we are without everybody's diverse, talents and skills and unique gifts, and we're all born with them for a certain reason, and you attract those kinds of people for a certain reason. So I'm just going to read something to you, and I hope that this kind of like gets infused in your public messages and your private messages when you are recruiting. And this takes away a lot of that self-doubt, My brand is not something that I created. It's who I really am when I'm not holding back and I'm not playing small, and it's who I was always meant to be. It's my heart mixed with my confidence and God-given gifts mixed with the desire to change the world. Like, whoa, that's really cool, right? And it's not, this is how you have to be. This is who you already are. And most of the time that I find with coaches who aren't recruiting, who are not filling like challenge groups, it's because they're like watering that version of themselves down. And they're scared to ask people about coaching. They're scared to recruit because there's a part of them that hasn't accepted that, oh my gosh, you have all these gifts and talents, and you're fine right where you are. Like, there's no reason that you cannot build a fantastic team and you guys can like take off. So I want you to remember that. And so hang on, let me see if I can actually screen share, because I have this document and it's already up in Team Ignite, but this way you guys can. Okay. Entire screen. I hope that this looks fine.
There you go. You got it.
Is it fine? Okay. Where is it? How to recruit like a boss. So I'm going to kind of just skim through this because this is already up in Team Ignite. This is something that I wrote out last year to help my coaches kind of like notice these cues, because now that we've got these fears eliminated, your Facebook page looks great, and you're stepping into your badass self and everything that you deserve, we also need to know when to inject that boldness into other people. So who makes a good coach? These are some personality traits that like I look for. Also, you might want to create a list of like who you want to have on your team, your ideal coach, and just make sure that like, one, you're being that, and two, like this is, it's okay to be choosy about who's on your team. So I have like hustle, heart, kindness, compassion, sense of humor. Like, truthfully, I'm a very sapphire personality, so I like to have a lot of fun. Like, if it's not fun, I don't do it, which is why I don't snowboard or do other things, but I will move on. Can-do attitude, solution-oriented, confident. They have initiative. Like, they're not going to wait for me to be like, okay, now we do this training. Like, no, they just like, they watch YouTube videos themselves. They, they grow their team themselves. They're leaders from day one. So like maybe they share personal development on the page. Like, I'm just kind of thinking like who I love to see as a coach. They're encouraging to others. They're passionate about what they do. Like, you can just tell, like, they just love it. They have a assertive attitude, so they're always stepping up. They're a team player and they're teachable. So, they don't hand out excuses left and right. They just, they go on trainings, they show up, they're consistent, and they put their business as their top priority. So, they are teachable and they don't like have pride or ego issues like I did. So I had to get over that, and a lot of people do, but trust me, the world is much better when you are not the center of it. And so these are some other struggles. Like, these are what, like, if I'm talking to somebody and I see this either on the news feed or like, in messages or whatnot, this kind of like, it's a sign. Like, I believe it's like a sign from God. Like, I am reading this message, or I am talking to these people and they are telling me this because God needs this opportunity in their life and I'm the one to deliver it. It doesn't mean that they have to be successful. It just means I have to give them the opportunity. So here, like, what I look for: hates their job, wants more flexibility, they want to take a vacation, pay off debt. You guys can read a lot of this stuff. But this is like a lot of things. Like, this is who I was before Beachbody. Like, this was who I was before, I started my business. So, maybe you can relate to like some of these, but, not all of them. Then make a list that, who you were before Beachbody, right? And then the next step is to ask. So Facebook posting. This is very important, as we covered. People need to know that you're a legit coach, that you're a legit business owner, and that you're legitly building your team, right? So lead with why. People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. Why are you a coach? Why are you passionate about helping people? What's your bigger purpose or mission? You want to start with that first and then create a call to action. So I have an example right here that you guys can read. You know, it's in the team page. But another tip that I found that has worked really well for me, and I got this from listening to Bonnie, she mentioned that she covers objections like publicly, like on her Facebook page. So she's talking to somebody and they're like, well, it's a pyramid scheme. Like she will like publicly post about how it's not a pyramid scheme and how it's a common misconception. Because, and this has actually been really helpful for me. Like I have gotten so many people who have like messaged me and they're like, oh my gosh, you know, I want to sign up as a coach. Please tell me more. And it was because I had posted about how I was terrified about what people would think of me if I became a coach. And that I was terrified that it was going to be all about sales. And I have never had this girl on my coach prospect list ever. She has never wanted to join a challenge. She's never talked to me. And then I posted about how, you know, so many people think it's about sales and it's really not. And then she like messaged me and she's like, oh my gosh, like I'm really interested. That was my biggest fear. So a lot of people, like when you are posting on Facebook, you know, they kind of expect you to do this in private messages. And when people are in private messages, they kind of sometimes can get the feeling that you're going to say whatever you can to get them to sign up. So maybe try posting publicly because like I said, we are an amazing company. We have so much integrity, so much professionalism. You have nothing to hide. So, you know, don't be afraid to kind of like combat those objections publicly, and that's fine. And people, you know, for every one person who's wondering if this is a pyramid scheme or if it's all about sales, there's probably another like 20 people who are thinking the same thing and they've never reached out because of that fear. But then if you publicly like, you know, put the truth out, then they know like, okay, so she's not just going to try and tell me this to try and get me to sign up. I'm not just a number, right? So that's just a tip right there. And I have found that that's very helpful. I would highly recommend it for you too. Next, private messaging. Whenever you get that little gut instinct that coaching might be a solution, honestly, like I said, I believe that's God telling me like, Alex, I have put you in this position. Like, you know, you've prayed like it depends on me. Now work like it depends on you. And, you know, God can only work through us. He can't, you know, he can't make us do this. So we can only we're the only ones who can do the action. So when you get that gut instinct, just ask, okay? You're talking to them for a reason. And then I just have this simple formula, like I said, don't make it a marriage proposal. Like I used to like wait until like I knew their grandmother's middle name and like what she died of. Mom, I can keep laughing.
I would wait literally 6 months until we were best friends, and then I would finally ask. And by the time I would ask, someone else had already asked, and they were already signing up with somebody else. Because when I took it so literally that this was a relationship building business. And so I literally devoted all my time to building that relationship, whereas it only takes, you know, it takes a couple messages.
Like a couple conversations. And if you don't ask when they give you like a reason or a cue, guess what? I will ask them. And I'm totally just kidding. But what I mean from that is that somebody else, another coach who wasn't afraid to ask, will ask. Because guess what? There are a lot of coaches out there, but they're telling you this. They're telling you in a private message about what they're scared about, what their struggles are. And guess what? The only thing you got to do is ask. So, you know, don't wait. And then, you know, I just ask, have you ever considered coaching, or have you ever thought about doing something like I do? Could you see yourself doing something like what I do as a coach? I mean, lots of like variations of that. We're not asking, are you ready to sign up? We're just asking like them to consider it. Because quite honestly, a lot of people, like, you don't know this, but when people watch you on Facebook, like, they already look up to you and they already have put you in a different category than them. They've considered, like, you are what makes a good coach, not them. You're a coach because you're meant to be, or you have, you know, long blonde hair, or you've got, like, gorgeous brunette locks, or you work out, and so, like, obviously you could make a good coach, but they couldn't. So when you do ask people, have they ever considered, one, you know, honestly, a lot of people are flattered because, like, let's think of it this way too. When I was looking for jobs before I was a coach, I would like put my resume up on all these websites and like Monster and a couple other ones. And so when I had somebody who would like try to recruit me, like you get excited, right? Even if you like don't even like want anything to do with that job that they're like trying to get you to look at. Like it's like somebody noticed me, somebody thinks I'd be good at this. Like, and even if you don't think that it's for you or that you would be good at it, it still feels really, really good when somebody says like, have you ever considered this? Or, you know, and then that brings me to number 2. I think you would be awesome at it because, and then I just genuinely compliment them. You know, if I think they're funny or I think that, you know, a lot of times, like I tell people, I'm like, you know, I just really love seeing your face in my messages because it's just so refreshing. Like I love talking to you. And then I just share, plus it could help with, and then that's just filling whatever void they need. So if I'm talking to, you know, let's say this girl's name is Sarah, and she tells me that she's really stressed about the holidays, and I say, oh, how come? And she says, well, you know, my hours are cut and my husband is working overtime, but we're just having, you know, it's just a struggle to pay our bills and to do Christmas. Then I would just go, oh my gosh, I completely understand how you feel. This is such a, you know, a stressful time of year most of the time for other people. But, you know, have you ever considered like doing something from home? Like, would I do, or could you see yourself doing something from home? You know, I really think you'd be awesome at it because I really love talking to you. You're just so positive and bubbly and genuine, and you're just so refreshing when I see you on my newsfeed. And plus, you know, you could definitely bring in some extra cash for the holidays, and people need this opportunity. You know, so that's just kind of how I do it. Just make it sound genuine and to you, like, you know, just usually, have you ever considered? I think you'd be awesome, and this is what it could help with. So step 2, respond. So this is for your public post right here. When people like or comment on your post, you know, I just send them a private message. Hey, thanks so much for liking, commenting my post. I've been meaning to reach out to you actually. Have you ever considered doing something like what I do? I think you'd be awesome at it because, or lately I just, you know, if you're not really sure, like, because lately I've been getting so many likes on my posts, which is awesome, but we know how it goes. A lot of people like scrolling through Facebook and they see a cute post, they just like it without reading it, right? So sometimes I'll like just message like, hey hon, thanks so much for liking my post. I so appreciate the support. I'm just curious, were you actually looking into something like what I do as a coach, or were you just liking to support it? And, you know, just something like that. That's just an easy way to break the ice. And when people ask what you do, you know, this is just a script I say. You see 99% of what I do here on Facebook. I won't really like go through a lot of this because you guys can read it. Most people are interested to know more. The trick here is that you don't want to word vomit on them. Don't ask or don't answer questions that they don't ask, that kind of thing. So, you know, if they are interested, don't be like, oh my gosh, it's so cool and I love my team and you can get really fit and oh my gosh, Hammer and Chisel just came out, so you're gonna want to order that and then we're gonna have to try and get, like, no, you're gonna scare people away. Just, okay, awesome, like that's great. Just the less like freaked out you get about it, the less freaked out they will. And so step 3, you know, when people are interested, this is really important. You see a lot of coaches get a lot of crickets from not doing this step. You need to have them set the appointment. So most likely when people are interested, we do ask them to check out like a call or a bulleted basics or something that they can get more info to make their decision, right? And most people like will agree to listen to a call, but it's really important that you don't just send the link like, okay, here you go, let me know what you think. This is where a lot of coaches get crickets because people are interested, but they are also busy. And so if they don't have a deadline, and you know how you are too, like so many of you at the end of the month, like, okay, so it's December 2, right? Nobody's stressed about Success Club right now. Or is anybody pushing right now? Most likely not. But I know all of you at, you know, come December 28, if you're at Success Club 0, you guys freaking like, that's when you get to work, right? So people are the same way. Like they'll put off this call, you know, unless there's a deadline. So that's why you have to commit, like set that, have them set an appointment. So, you know, I have some scripts right here where you can say, okay, cool, I'll grab it in just a second. But first, you know, what day should I plan on messaging you back to answer any questions? It's about 30 minutes long. I know life gets busy, so I want to follow up at a time that works best for you. Plus, I'd hate for you to think that I forgot about you. And so they'll probably say, I could probably listen to it on Tuesday, so anytime after that would be great. And then, so I just like make them confirm that for me. Like, so if I were to check in on Wednesday, like literally paint this picture in their mind, you could for sure have it listened to by then. And if they tell me yes, then guess what? All you got to do is show up on your appointment. That's it. And if they didn't listen to it, it's only defaulted on them and not you. You still look like a professional. And then step 4 is you just send them a What is Coaching Color webinar that would be most fitting to them. I highly, highly, highly recommend not sending, unless you like signed up yesterday. Well, let's just say, unless you signed up, if you're an Emerald coach or above, you need your own What is Coaching call. I would even do it before your Emerald, to be completely honest. And there are so many scripts. There's so many, you know, you can just share your heart. You can just record a video and just like really quick, you know, because honestly, like this was one that I used to send. So please don't send this one. This was Janelle and Meg. And like this also goes into the fear of like, I don't know enough yet to talk about this business, or somebody else does it better. And that's not making you look like a leader on your team. Like I would send them this recording, and though it's like fantastic, you know, unless like you are brand new, please consider stepping out of your comfort zone and just pre-recording a call that you can send to people, because people want to join you. So when all of a sudden, you know, you send them this call and it's not you, it's like, whoa, wait. Why can't you talk about it? Like, why can't you tell me what coaching is? Like, I want to sign up to be on your team. Like, why aren't I hearing from you? So because nobody knows who, you know, other people are, they want to hear from you. So I'll probably edit this a little bit, but definitely consider recording your own. And then, so you're a professional, you must follow up. So that's just you messaging them like, hey, how are you doing today? I had in my notes to make sure that I checked in with you. What did you like best about the call? Did it make sense? You never want to say like, are you ready to sign up, or what did you think? Because human nature will mostly, like if you ask somebody what did they think? Human nature is to try to critique it to make themselves sound smart. Believe it or not, so many people do this. So always lead with what did you like best, because what we want them to hear is themselves verbally focusing on the benefits of coaching and how it's going to work for them. Okay, so no more like, what did you think? Nothing like that. Straight up, hey there, you know, I had in my notes to message you today. What did you like best about that call? It will catch them off guard, but they're not going to be like, well, I actually didn't. Like, no, they're going to be like, oh my gosh, like I loved that you could help support people. And I love that it's a family. And so they start talking themselves into, and they start visualizing how they fit in on your team. This is very, very important. And then once they, you know, it's okay. Like, you don't have to hide it, but it's okay to like, be like, you know, did you have any questions? But just try to like ask your questions so that they are continuing to visualize seeing themselves as a coach and making that, you know, that more real to them. And then step 6 is just to get them enrolled. If you have, you know, answered questions and they feel comfortable, you just, you know, this is just good customer service. Let them know that like you're there for them and that kind of thing. And you just get them signed up. And I always give people, you know, this is what I ask. I can send you the steps to sign up as soon as you're ready. Are you ready now? And then if they say yes, then it's time to get signed up. And if they say, you know, no, I'm actually like, check back on Monday, then check back on Monday to get them signed up. And, you know, I just said, okay, there's 2 ways to get started by coaching. You guys can copy and paste this. It just gives them both ways that they can get started. And, you know, I definitely believe that signing up with a challenge pack is like the best thing. But I know I couldn't sign up with a challenge pack, so I do let people sign up with a $40 fee. That's fine by me. They do have to get active though, so, you know, I let them know that ahead of time. And then these are just more steps like how to get them signed up. So like, even if you just signed up yesterday, like if you followed these steps, they would be a coach on your team. Like, you'd be able to get them signed up, and that would be fantastic. And then the other thing I wanted to just mention to you guys about recruiting, I'm trying to think if I missed anything. You're gonna want to have these objection scripts ready. I have also typed this up and posted this in the Team Ignite page that you literally only have to copy and paste this. I recommend like having what I have right here. It's just notes. so that like, you know, while you're working, you can just pull this up and just use it. But this is like, I can't emphasize this enough. People are going to tell you no up front so much more than they are going to tell you yes. Like in a perfect world, we get 4 responses, right? One being, yes, sign me up now, which is like, well, that's perfect. 2 being, I don't know, I have to think about it, and they have some kind of objection, which is absolutely fine. Like, I love objections, and you know, you can't be afraid of these, because all it's saying, they're asking you to be a coach, honestly, because they're asking you to bust through their limiting beliefs. They're asking you to show them that they can do it. They're asking you, you know, to help them break through these barriers. So when people say things like, I don't have the money, sounds great, you know, all these things, this is a chance for you to actually step up and to be a coach and to show them that they can do this, because anybody can do this.
Mm-hmm.
So make sure that you have this copied and pasted. I mean, there's so many things. I have edited these so that they are like what I would say to people, but just read through them. And if they don't sound like you or like your story, just edit them. Like, you're fine. And then that way, you know, it's literally, it saves you so much time. You know, so there's
a minute.
Go ahead.
I was as soon as somebody told me no, I was like, okay, that's fine. The objections and how to handle them. This right here, you guys, is golden, and we have a few different ones. I love this one so much, and it's almost as if now I just want people to tell me what their objections are, because you have everything you need to handle every single objection that you get. And don't step back when somebody tells you no, or, you know, ask why. Just simply say, hey, you know, can you please tell me why? You know, let's figure out what we can do. Just to be helpful, just say, it's totally fine, but I just want to know that I'm being as helpful as I can. And have them talk to you and tell you, so that you can go through and you can tell them. I literally had, and this just cracked me up. I had somebody that had an objection about Shakeology, and she has just been on the fence forever. And she messaged me and said, I just don't, you know, she goes, I just don't like the idea of Shakeology. To me, it just seems like Slim Fast. And what happens if I don't continue to drink it? And I was just like, you know, I didn't follow a script. I was just like, I just literally went, ah! And I just said, no way. I was like, oh my God. And I said, it is absolutely nothing. And I went through and I just said, it has nothing. I said, you know what? The only reason why you lose weight with this is because you are, I mean, it's like, for once your body is getting what it needs. It's about nutrition. It's about being healthy. And, you know, and I just poured it out there. And the message I got back was, that's exactly what I needed to hear. And it was like, thank you. And so you guys, when somebody tells you no, don't stop. Of course, don't be pushy. Don't be pushy at all. But you're not being pushy by asking them, you know, tell me why, you know, let's see how I can help. And, you know, and because there's a reason when they say, nope, I'll pass for now, or nope, you know, and if they say they don't have the money, then, you know, ask and just dig deeper, because you're being a friend, you're being a mentor, you're being a coach, and it's okay. So do this, you guys. Please use these scripts. Please go into our files. Everything is there for you. There is nothing that is not covered in all of these things. And, you know, that's what they're there for. And if you're struggling with what to say, you have it. You have it. So make sure that you use those.
Yeah.
Alex.
Like, literally, there's probably like 20 different objections in here and how you can handle them. You know, like, for example, these cover like when people ask if they have to have Shakeology, and like, so you know exactly like what you need to say depending on, you know, whatever their objection is. You know, why I wouldn't be a good coach, or, you know, I don't know anybody, or blah, blah, blah. You know, so these are going to be like, this is where you get people signed up. This does not, you don't sign people up, you know, like there's like a 1 in 10 maybe 1 in 100 chance that you're going to message somebody and ask if they've considered coaching, and they go, oh yeah, actually, like, I've really been thinking about it. What are the steps to sign up? And I want to sign up with a challenge pack. Like, no, it doesn't happen. Like, they have to go through a decision-making process just like you did. They have to watch you for a little while, but more importantly, they need to know that you believe that they could do this. And the only way that they know that you believe in them and that they could do this is when you answer their objections, okay? So don't run from objections. Like, it's actually, all objections mean is, I don't believe in myself. Can you help me see what you see in me? Like, that's really all it means. And so we've typed out like everything for you. So literally all you have to do is copy and paste. You know, there's a couple things. People, you know, this one actually has been helping me a lot, asking for feedback. So when you're going through and you like these are examples of when somebody like, this hasn't ever happened, right? Somebody read your message, committed, and then they didn't answer you. So this is like when you have sent them the steps and they were like, yes, sign me up, or for a challenge pack or whatever. But then all of a sudden, like, you hear nothing from them and they drop off the face of the planet. Like, honestly, this one right here, like, I think the last 3 people that I used this with, 2 signed up as coaches after I sent this one. And I just said, hey girl, I see you read my messages and you haven't responded. You were so excited, and I'm so sorry if I made you feel like you couldn't talk to me about your doubts about the program or coaching, whatever it was. That is never my intention. I would love to get you started, but I totally understand that it's not for everyone. I would love some feedback though. If you could let me know how I could have explained it better or answer your questions more clearly, I would love to know. I've talked to people all day long about making this decision, so I'd love to communicate it better. Thanks, Dal. And honestly, you guys, this is scary the first time you send this, because you take a risk of like hearing them tell you what you did wrong, right?
Yes.
But the thing is, they never tell you, well, I can't say never, but they usually meet you with some kind of objection that they were really scared to admit. Like, they just like, they'll go, I really was going to sign up, but I have to admit my husband isn't cool with it. And so guess what? Then you just find where their husband is in this. And then you just say, okay, like, you know, and you just like keep going through these. And, you know, then you have an objection that you can overcome. And then they find out that their fear, like, they open up to you about their fear, and then you can just help them believe in themselves. Or, you know, they do tell you like, well, you know, I kind of got the sense that, you know, you were really pushy or something like that. I've never gotten that, but, you know, I'm not saying that people won't say it. People have called me troll, like a troll. It's just funny. But, you know, then you get some feedback and you know how you can, you know, don't take it personally, like leaders, and, you know, you have to be teachable. Or, you know, the other thing too is if it's not for them, oh my gosh, this other one, like referrals. Like, if you're like, hey, I still, you know, I see that you haven't signed up yet. I wonder if you know what's holding a spot for you. Or like, once you take like the focus off of them, like say they're not answering you, but then like you're like, hey, I get it's not for you, like no biggie, you know, but I know this opportunity is for other people. You know, if you have any friends or family that would be interested, all of a sudden, 1, they're like, wait, you're not interested in me anymore? Like, I want you to be interested in me. And 3, now you want my friends and family. Are you kidding me? I want my friends and family. So then they end up signing up. So, you know, all of these objections are going to be huge. I even had some like grasping straws excuses, like I have to ask my husband, or I'm shy, I already drink another protein shake, or when people complain about $15 a month. I mean, obviously you guys can read this. There's even like holiday ones. So, you know, all of this is in Team Ignite, and you know, you guys have everything here. Stop screen sharing.
If you guys haven't, if you haven't seen the training that Bonnie Engel and Raina.
Yeah, I was going to mention that.
Yeah, Raina, what's her, Bauer? What's her last name? And we posted it, Alex posted it. It's down in Ignite. If you have not watched that training, you posted the one about objections, right?
I'm going to share both of them.
Okay.
I've got like 3 trainings. Like if you, okay, like when I was frustrated growing my business and I knew it was because of my recruiting skills, if this is a place where you suck, and I say this respectfully because I did, if this is a place where you are like not strong in this, you need to dive into these trainings. Like, this is your focus. This is where you get good. Because I was that person who I could sell. Like, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm good at sales. I'm really good at selling stuff. What I couldn't sell was this opportunity, no matter how good it was. So you have to like listen to trainings. You have to grow yourself, grow your confidence, and grow into who you're, who you really are. Because like I said, there's nothing wrong with you. You're a coach for a reason. You have gifts and talents and big dreams for a reason. And guess what? It's because other people need you. So you just need to get comfortable with sharing that dream with other people. And like, yes, there are ways on how to do this. What matters is that you do. So, I don't want to see you guys focusing on challenge packs so much, like filling my challenge group. Even if you do have somebody, another thing that helps me too is when people are signing up for, like, say, your challenge group, do you want the discount member price or the retail price? Who's not going to want the discount membership price? And that way they go through your challenge group and they're probably going to want to start coaching. Then they don't even have to pay the $40 later. They can, and don't be like, you don't have to hide anything from them. But I have scripts on that in Team Ignite too. So that's another way to build your business. But I can't think of anything else. I'm sure I will, like, after this is done. But I really, I think unless you had anything, Mom.
No, you did an awesome job. One thing to think about though is, start out, make your goal to be recruiting, because the more people that are helping you on this journey, the more like-minded people on our team as a whole, the more people we are going to help, the more lives we're going to change. And you guys all have a part in that. And obviously lead with that, but then, never give up. If somebody's not ready to coach, that's totally fine. Then absolutely get them into your challenges, get them into your, they're not ready for a challenge group, coming up, then offer them something. Then you offer them a free clean eating group or a free, you know what I mean? It's like, start with recruiting, because in the long term, that's what's going to make the biggest difference in your business, in your life, in your, and the amount of people that you help, that you serve. And then just go down from there. Just never give up on somebody. Never, don't take no personally. Do not get discouraged. Keep your personal development going, and just lead with, every single one of you, lead with the best intentions. And I know that's who you guys are. None of you are salesy or weird or pushy or anything like that. So don't even think that. Don't even be worried about that or what people are going to think, because that's not why you're here and that's not who you are. And so just eliminate that and just go into it, just trying to make a difference and help as many people as possible without expecting anything in return. And so anyways, you guys, thank you for hopping on. I appreciate it. Alex, thank you so much for, sharing everything. And it was a great call. I hope we're going to have this available as a recording, correct?
Yeah. Okay. This is honestly this is what juices me up about this business. Like, it's my goal now. Like, I want to recruit like between 10 and 20 coaches a month. And then I want to see if I can even do like more, like 30. Like, I would love to be at the point where I'm recruiting, like 1 to 2 coaches a day. And so, and obviously it's because I want to see, like, I posted, like, I don't know if you guys like saw my picture last night, but I posted, like, I just really, like, I know what this business has done for me, not only just financially. I mean, I'm not like rolling in the dough. I'm not earning 6 figures yet, but like, obviously I'll get there. But just like who it changed me as a person, like the relationships I've built and the people that like I'm close with. Like, I was just texting Paula this morning. We were talking about like baby number 2 and like, family and whatnot. And it's just great because, it's like I have friends now, like my teammates are the people like who I could see myself laying on the beach with and like just having this really awesome, fun life and people who just get you. And so, it's like, that's what this opportunity is about. It's just allowing people to live their dream lives. And it doesn't mean that, you don't push your goals on people, but it's your responsibility to give them that opportunity because, somebody gave me this opportunity and it was her, it was my mom, but I mean, I said no for years. And I can't imagine, like, we have people, look at any of these top coaches. And can you imagine if nobody said anything to them? Can you imagine if nobody just mentioned this? Or what about your own life? Like, you know, how much better are you now that you have been a coach just because of the fact that you have to read personal development and you have to take care of yourself. You have to like work out and eat right. Like, what a blessing that somebody freaking asked you, right? And it wasn't, they didn't have to ask you. They could have withheld this opportunity. They could have assumed that you didn't need it or that you were fine or that you wouldn't be interested, but they did. They asked. And God, aren't you thankful? You're going to have the same thing.
And you guys, seriously, you guys are my life. It's like this is my life. This is what I absolutely love. And just being surrounded by you guys, just knowing, I don't know, this whole thing, it's like, I don't care who you are. If you don't, even if you're a complete coach who just strictly wants the discount, your life is going to become so rich just by being involved and being surrounded by you guys and by everyone on our team and Beachbody, because it just elevates your life to here. And I feel like I live in this bubble where it's just, this is what I love. This is it. I love you guys. I love being part of this. I love, our team. I love what we have. I have so much hope and vision for the future. And I sit there and I think about all of us together and, being at Summit, being at, events, being there together, celebrating together. You guys like just being so successful and so, and Sheila and I were talking about this on the phone last night. We hopped on a call together and she was so excited about it too. She's like, she wants our team to be a top 10 team. And I'm like, yes. And, it's so cool to have that conversation. And it's just, that is the best part of this business. It really is. And if you're not growing your team and you're not bringing people in, you're really missing a lot. And so make that your focus. Make helping people no matter what your focus. Obviously we have so many ways, but just, go out and don't play down, don't be shy, don't be less than, because there's no difference between any of you. And we're all exactly alike. You guys can do this, and no one is, somebody who just signed up today is no different than a top coach, because it's a matter of skill. We have all started in the same place, and it's, just embrace it, have fun. So anyway.
I just want to close. I have one more thing to share with you guys. Think about this when you're going to like revamp your page today. Think of yourself as like a top coach. Like, you have a team of people who are so much like you, they probably even look like you in a way. They have the same fashion sense, like, that kind of thing. And think about it this way. All the world wants from you is your truth. And all your truth is what you know for sure, okay? Lead with that. And also, when we unapologetically embrace our unique gifts, talents, and our callings, and we unapologetically share our dreams and our vision with other people, you become a magnet. You become so freaking attractive that people cannot take their eyes off your post. They can't wait to sign on and to see what you're going to say. And guess what? That means they're like, when you give them this coaching opportunity, oh my gosh, yes, they want to be surrounded by people who are like you and you yourself, so don't ever doubt that. People do not know what Coach Emerald, Ruby, Diamond, Star Diamond, 15 Star Diamond. Nobody knows or cares what that means. So do not let that hold you back. The only way to hold you back is if you let yourself be like, well, I'm just an Emerald coach. You're not just an Emerald coach. You're a freaking Emerald coach. And that's exactly why you should keep growing. Like, oh, I'm just a coach. I just signed up yesterday. You aren't just a coach. You're a freaking coach, and you've got nothing but up to go. So, unapologetically start recruiting today, because people need you. And if you're in their life, like I said, God is saying, hey, Alex, I'm putting these people in your life. I've done my work. You do yours. So that's all I have to say. I'll end.
Thanks, thank you so much for hopping on, guys.
Yes, thank you.
And you'll post the recording, Alex, correct?
Yes.
All right. Goodbye.
Bye.